Ocean man, take me by the hand, lead me to the land that you understand.
Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask did two things when they released: left a legacy and raised the bar of what games could be. So, Nintendo knew that the next 3D Zelda had to continue to raise or at least meet that same bar. So, after 3 or so years in development, Nintendo finally released their newest 3D Zelda game, The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. What on earth happened here? Years later, Nintendo gave the okay for Grezzo to remaster the 3D Zeldas for modern audiences. They released both the remaster of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask for the 3DS. Both improved the games to a significant amount, making them even better than they used to be 15 years ago. So, when Nintendo saw the success of these remastered titles, they decided to do the same thing with their next 3D Zelda, The Wind Waker. And, if done correctly, this remaster could have been a huge improvement from the original game, fixing the issues and adding quality of life features. I'll admit, they did indeed succeed at that. But, have you ever heard the saying, putting lipstick on a pig? If you don't understand what I'm saying here, it's that The Wind Waker is so bad that even the remaster couldn't have made this piece of trash any better. So, for the sake of this video, I'm going to be talking about the remaster of this game as it is the best version of it, and why this is not only one of the worst 3D Zeldas, but one of the worst Zelda games ever made. But first, to be fair, I'm going to be talking about everything I liked about it first. You know, so I won't get harassed and threatened in the comments. Yeah, I see you there typing away already, you freak.
Ocean man, the voyage to the corner of the globe is a real trip.
So, despite the video title, this game actually does have some redeemable qualities in it. Here's a short list of what I liked in the game. 1. Compared to Twilight Princess, all of Link's tools are useful and very fun to use. Some of my favorite tools are the boomerang and the skull hammer, so much fun to use. 2. The camera is amazing in this game, probably one of the best camera systems I've ever used on the Wii U. 3. The combat is awesome. I've heard some people not like it because it's just wait for Q to press button, but I personally feel like it's the best combat out of all the linear 3D Zeldas. And 4. Say what you want about the graphics, it's not that bad. Does still look like a GameCube game in HD, but its unique art style keeps it from looking too bland. Some of the things I'm mixed about are the music, some of Link's controls, and the temples. Story's so-so here too. Not the best, and both Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask had a better story, so it does feel like a downgrade in some regards. Still, that's basically all I liked about the game, which isn't a lot. And the majority of what I do like about the game, I don't like a truckload. Honestly, the best thing about the game for me was the combat and tools. I wonder what that tells you about the rest of the game, eh? Anyway, onto the aspects of this game that I consider moderately bad, which there are a lot of.
Ocean man, the crust of a tan man, by the sand.
One of the worst things about this game, in my opinion, happens to the best character in this game, Tetra. She's honestly one of my top 3 favorite Zelda characters, next to Groose and Midna. She's got such a great personality in this game, and I really liked it when you were working with her to get things done. So let's play a game as to what happened to her! Hello, and welcome back to What Did Nintendo Do to One of Their Best Zelda Characters? All you have to do is properly guess which of the 3 choices Nintendo did to their character. Today's character is Tetra from The Wind Waker. Let's see the choices. Is it A, kept her as a permanent partner who sticks with you for the entire trip? B, lets you play as her so you could go on character-specific adventures? Or C, had her die in a very emotional way as to create a special memorable moment in the game? You're all wrong! It's D! Totally remove her halfway through the game and completely change her personality from a capable sassy pirate to a meek, pathetic, helpless princess. What is wrong with you, Nintendo? Why would you do something as stupid as this? She was such a good character, and you wrecked her!
You maniac! You burned it up! Darn you! Darn you all to heck!
Can we go to the fun side now?
Anyway, at least I can rely on the bosses to always provide a fun, exhilarating experience in this game, right? No, because these bosses suck. Don't get me wrong, there are some fun battles with the enemies in this game, but when it comes to the main bosses you fight after each temple, or in special moments, not so much. Most battles were either mind-numbing or annoying. Callous demos and Puppet Ganon come to mind. And the final boss is one of the worst out of the 3D Zeldas, forcing you to rely on Princess Zelda's, or as I like to call her, Discount Tetra's, AI to attack Ganon before you can attack him. Honestly though, story-wise, this Ganondorf is really well done. But I prefer Ocarina of Time Ganondorf because he plays the organ right before you fight him. So that's pretty much all the bad stuff I want to talk about.
Oh, so I guess you were overreacting when you said this game sucks, since that's all the negative points you have with it.
Well, these are all the bad things about the game, but these points are nowhere close to the next section of the video, the unbearable points.
Wait, what?
Man, can you see through the wonder of amazement at the open man?
You honestly thought that was all the negatives I had with the game? Please, I'm not even scratching the surface. I'm gonna talk about my two biggest complaints with the game here, starting with the lesser one first. The Triforce quest. Screw this stupid quest. Screw it to Ohio. Everything about this quest sucks. Not one of the Triforce pieces were fun to get. Especially the ones where you had to do a long dungeon just to be rewarded with a piece. Not to mention having to get 3 of the charts deciphered and having to pay over 1,000 rupees for that. Nothing about this quest was fun. Nothing. This would have been what I hated the most about Wind Waker if it were not for one other thing. Something so bad about this game that I have no idea why it got left as it was. Something so boring, stupid, monotonous, and incredibly frustrating about this game that really puts this as my number 1 point. You guys all know what I'm talking about because I haven't mentioned it yet. The ocean. What is the best way to describe my feelings for the ocean? You know how sometimes in Ocarina of Time you have to trek across Hyrule Field, and it's just annoying and boring and feels like such a waste of time because you are literally doing nothing but holding forward and there is nothing going on? Imagine that, but it's like 60% of Wind Waker. Wind Waker's ocean is without a doubt one of the worst overworlds in any video game I have ever played. There is literally nothing to do and the sailing takes forever.
But wait, the HD version of this game gives you the speed sail, right?
Define gives you. I literally had to look up how you get this speed sail, and as soon as I found out what I had to do, it was so incredibly stupid. When you're on Windfall Island, you have to wait until night, go to a specific area where you can then auction for the speed sail. And when does the game tell you this? Exactly! It doesn't! Why? Why, game? And I am aware that you do unlock fast travel in this game, and thank goodness your boat is super obvious in telling you where you find it. Well, yeah, mate, you'll get fast travel from someone who lives near the ocean. Was the writer drunk when he wrote this into the game? Look, man, I'm not sure if you've noticed, but everyone in this world lives near the ocean! You can see how I was losing it with the game at this point. Some other complaints I have with the ocean is having to fill out the entire 49 square map yourself and getting nothing for it. You don't even get a heart piece for all that work. What is this game teaching the player? That you won't get rewarded for accomplishing things in the game? Pretty much. And quite honestly, this has to be the least rewarding Zelda I have ever played. Anyway, just talking about this is getting me angry, if you haven't noticed already. For a game that sorely focuses on traversal of the ocean, how could they mess up the traversal of the ocean? And from Nintendo of all people! But I've had enough. I'm done with both this game and this video. So let's conclude both.
Ocean man, take me by the hand, lead me to the land that you understand.
In conclusion, if you like the Wind Waker, I'd say good for you, but I don't believe you one bit. This game completely sucks at its core concept. There is some good to this game, but that's like saying there's some good to a pile of dog poo with a cherry on it. If this video gets a lot of people angry, good. You'll feel the exact same feeling I felt while playing this game. I'm just so happy that I never have to play this game again. Anyway, next video is gonna be on, well, something pretty controversial. But I feel like I want to voice my opinion on it. And when I say pretty controversial, I mean really, really controversial. So stay tuned for that. Peace!